Here are 25 facts about the world that are very interesting, but in reality, you might not need to know them. Fact number 1. North Korea and Cuba are the only two places you can't buy Coca-Cola. The drink still hasn't officially made its way to North Korea or to Cuba. That's because these countries are under long-term US trade embargoes. Fact number 2. The entire world's population could fit inside Los Angeles. That's right, the world's population is more than 7.5 billion people, and obviously that number seems like a lot. However, it feels a lot more manageable once you learn that if every single person stood shoulder to shoulder, they could all fit within the 500 square miles of Los Angeles. Fact number 3. The hottest chili pepper in the world is so hot it could kill you. The weapons grade Dragon's Breath chili pepper is so hot it's downright deadly. If you ate one, it could potentially cause a type of anaphylactic shock that burns the airways and closes them up. Fact number 4. More people visit France than any other country in the world. In 2017, the European country of France welcomed 86.9 million people. Spain was second with 81.8 million people, followed by the United States with 76.9 million. Fact number 5. The world's quietest room is located at Microsoft's headquarters in Washington. The lab room measures a background noise of negative 20.35 dBA, which is 20 decibels below the threshold of human hearing, and breaks the previous world record for spaces that were deemed planet's quietest. As soon as one enters the room, one immediately feels a strange and unique sensation that is hard to describe, said a scientist. Fact number 6. There are only 3 countries in the world that don't use the metric system. Although all countries in the world use a metric system, the 3 countries that stand out are Liberia, Myanmar, and the United States. Fact number 7. The longest place name on the planet is 85 letters long. Although located in New Zealand, this town has the longest name in the world. It is hard to write and hard to say. I'm not even going to give it a try. Fact number 8. There are around 4 quadrillion bacteria on Earth. Yes, that's right. 4 quadrillion individual bacteria are on our planet according to NPR. Fact number 9. People who are currently alive represent about 7% of the total number of people who have ever lived. Since the time Homo sapiens first hit the scene 50,000 years ago, more than 108 billion members of our species have been born, and a large chunk of that number is alive right now. Fact number 10. The most expensive coin in the world was sold for more than $7 million. The 1933 double eagle was a $20 US coin made of gold that never went into circulation. A few of the coins were made, but most of them were destroyed. Only some that survived were presumed stolen by the US Mint workers. After years of circulating the globe and falling into hands of notable owners, including the King of Egypt, one of the coins was auctioned off at an auction in 2002 and sold for a stunning $7.5 million. Fact number 11. More than 52% of the world's population is under 30 years old. According to UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, as of 2012, 50.5% of the world's population are under the age of 30. Fact number 12. There are more than 24 time zones around the world. If the Earth's time zones were each 1 hour apart, we would have 24 time zones, which sounds pretty straightforward. However, the situation is a little more complicated than that. Many time zones only differ by 30 or 40 minutes. Fact number 13. Nearly half of the world's population watched both the 2010 and the 2014 FIFA World Games. Soccer, or football, depending on who you ask, is the most popular sport around the world. That's why when the FIFA World Cup took place in 2010 and 2014, nearly half the world's population, around 3.2 billion people, tuned in to see who would win. Fact number 14. There are 43 countries around the world that still have royal families. The British royal family may be the most famous royal family on the planet, but there's still plenty of other nobles out there. In total, there are around 28 royal families who rule over 43 countries around the world. These include Japan, Spain, Monaco, Sweden, and the Netherlands. Fact number 15. All giant pandas in zoos around the world are on a loan from China. The panda at your local zoo may look like it is home in its cozy sanctuary, but unless you live in China, the pandas that you're seeing are only visiting. That's because every single one of the giant pandas in the zoos around the world are on a loan from China. Yes, they're technically the property of the government of China. Fact number 16. Canada has 9% of the world's forests. Our neighbors to the north boast 396.9 million hectares of forest, or 9% of all forest area in the entire world. This is according to the Natural Resources of Canada. Fact number 17. Copenhagen is the most bike-friendly city in the world. In fact, there's more bikes than people in Copenhagen. Fact number 18. There are around 41 countries that recognize sign language as an official language. There are estimated to be around 72 million deaf people around the world. There's also about 300 different sign languages, including American Sign Language and International Sign Language. As well, 41 countries actually recognize them as an official language. Fact number 19. All ants on Earth weigh about the same amount as humans. The total population of humans who are on Earth and alive right now hasn't even hit 8 billion. But at the same time, there are 10 quadrillion individual ants crawling around at any given time. According to wildlife presenter Chris Packman, when combined, all these ants would weigh the same amount as all of us humans. Fact number 20. The ocean contains almost 200,000 different kinds of viruses. According to Matthew Sullivan, a microbiologist, he says having the roadmap that the viruses exist in the ocean helps us do a lot of things and even combat climate change. Fact number 21. Tokyo is the world's largest city with 37 million inhabitants. With around 37 million people living in Tokyo, it's the world's largest city when it comes to population size, according to Reuters. The next largest city is Delhi, India, population 29 million, and Shanghai, China, population 26 million. Fact number 22. The dot over the lowercase I or j is known as a title. That tiny dot above a lowercase I or lowercase j has an actual name. It's called a title. It is thought that the phrase to a T is actually derived from the phrase to a title, a phrase that was used in the same sense back in the 17th century. Fact number 23. The longest wedding veil was the same length as 63.5 football fields. When Maria Paraskeva, a woman from Cyprus, got married in August 2018, her goal was to break a Guinness World Record. She made the longest wedding veil ever to exist. It stretched 22,843 feet and 2.111 inches. This is the same size as 63.5 football fields. Fact number 24. Water makes different pouring sounds depending on the temperature. If you listen very closely, hot water and cold water sound slightly different when being poured. The heat changes the thickness or viscosity of the water, which changes the pitch of the sound it makes when it's poured. What we feel as heat comes from the molecules and the water moves faster. Cold water is thicker and therefore it makes a slightly higher pitched sound. Fact number 25. For 100 years, maps have shown an island that doesn't exist. Almost nothing is known about Sandy Island, a landmass about the size of Manhattan in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Australia. But supposedly explorer James Cook discovered it in 1774 and it began appearing on nautical maps in 1908. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.